Hello everyone and welcome to the Matchday 3 deadline stream. Sorry, we were just testing everything out before, making sure everything's good to get set up. But definitely we are looking forward to the beginning of Matchday 3 with Italy and Wales kicking it off in an hour or so.
So talk about the overlay issues right now.
Sorry, there is a couple of overlay issues. The animations are a bit laggy. But we will be going through the team, potentially making some team changes. At the moment I am quite liking the team. Lineups? I haven't looked at lineups. I can't find any lineups just yet. Looking at Spinazzola here, he has been benched according to the Euro website, which is interesting. So we may potentially, we definitely will be rotating him out. It's good to see Chiesa, we brought him in and he's in the starting 11. That's great to see. So before, obviously we're going to get rid of Spinazzola, I think with Italy playing Wales, it is risky going for double Italy defence since we already have Donnarumma in goals. So if we have a look at defenders, I mean, I wouldn't be having Roberts in there. Could go for Van Aanholt. He has started 2 games, so he's probably not going to start the 3rd game for Netherlands. In which case, Wijndal could be good if we wanted to rock double Netherlands defence because we do have Denzel Dumfries in there as well. Bonucci, he should start. He started the first 2 games, so maybe not the 3rd. So I'm just trying to get the lineups here for the Italy-Wales game. So looking, there's Lindelof here, Sweden, Poland. He's played the first 2 as well. So I think Spinazzola coming out. Tyrone Mings, he's played the first 2 games as well. He might get benched. Urinen for Finland, they play Belgium. That's not a shout. Skriniar, he's decent at the back. He's also played 2 games. I believe Slovakia will still be up for grabs to get the 3rd place. If we have a look at their group, where are they coming in their group? Slovakia are 2nd, so they're still up for contention to potentially get a finals place. They are playing Spain though, which is tricky. Hernandez, sorry, he's playing Portugal. He didn't play in Matchday 2. Baran should be a consistent starter. Alba against Slovakia. He could be a shout as well, actually. How much money do we have? We have £6.3 million. Jordi Alba could be a decent shout against Slovakia. Spain, obviously, they've been a bit underwhelming attacking-wise, but defensively they have been solid. He has played 180 minutes though, but it is a must-win game for Spain, so you would expect him to start. Do you think Spain will be playing their full-strength team? But if we do want to risk in tonight's game, we could go for that double Italy defence. If we wanted to filter it by Italy. I mean, Di Lorenzo, he's played both. No, he got subbed on in the first game. He got subbed on in the first game. Or subbed off early. So he could be a shout as well. But Wales did actually score a few goals in their most recent match. And Bale Ramsey looking up nicely. So may only go for 1 Italy defender. Yeah, Wales put 2 past Turkey. But saying that, Turkey have been a bit average. So it could be interesting.
Someone commented, what is Italy's lineup?
So Donnarumma's listed there to start as well. I'm trying to find Italy's lineup at the moment on the Euros website. Because lineups will be posted closer to the match. Surely
all the questions will come to. I put this.
It does seem to be updating on the Euros website who's playing and who's not playing.
I put this pin.
If I just click on players, can I see?
This pin comment here. Don't fit. Don't like this. No, you can see. All the questions.
I mean, in terms of defenders so far, I wouldn't be going Roberts. Van Aanholt may not start, so maybe Wijndal could be a decent option at the back. Augustine's double clean sheet. Poland. I mean, Poland do have a decent attack with Lewandowski, so you would expect them to score. You'd think you could go double up when the Netherlands defence seems to be the best option to go for. I mean, especially I think Wijndal will most likely start instead of Van Aanholt since he didn't play the first couple of games. And definitely Netherlands have secured their place, so they're going to be rotating the squad. So in terms of this fourth defensive option, we do have Gosens on the bench, I think is a huge shout. We had him in for the Matchday 1 team, and we got rid of him for Matchday 2, which is very disappointing because he got so many points. So he's definitely going back in for the Matchday 3 team. You think out of any fixture right now, it'd be the team that's playing Hungary or the team that is playing North Macedonia. So if we have a look, actually, who is playing Hungary this week? So Germany are playing Hungary. I could go for double Germany. Bonucci is starting. That's good to see. So if we wanted to bring in that double Italy defence, we could go for Bonucci. But I think at this point, Germany have been very solid defensively. Like they did concede 2 goals to Portugal. They only conceded 1 to France, which was an own goal, which I would say is a fairly decent effort. So they could be a shout at the back for a defensive option. Also Netherlands against North Macedonia. North Macedonia have been decent. They've been okay so far. In terms of goal scoring, they've scored 2 goals in 2 matches, which is it's decent, but Netherlands, they have a fairly solid defence, so you would expect them to get potentially a clean sheet. They did keep a clean sheet in their most recent game as well, which is decent. So, I guess in the options, you have to go for either Germany defence or Netherlands defence. So if we look at Netherlands options, obviously Dumfries has already got. Van Aanholt, he may not start. I don't think he's going to start. So I don't want Joe Veltman. Move him. De Vries, he played how long in the first game? He played 90 minutes. So he's played 90 minutes in both games. Windale got subbed on. You definitely think 52 minutes played, so he did actually get a start. You'd think Owen Windale would be a shout in the team for Netherlands. He'd probably be the go-to option. And especially at 4.5 mil, I could upgrade like an Alaba if I bought in Windale instead. So that could be a good choice. And then from Germany, obviously Gosens is the standout. No other German defender has got an attacking return. Obviously Germany are still in contention to get playoffs in the round of 16. They're tied points with Portugal, second and third. They are playing Hungary though, so they may rotate because it could be an easy win for them. Rudiger's played. He's played 90 minutes in both games. Hummels has. Muller, Ramchuk, Malin, and Bolo, Ramchuk, Arnautovic and Bolo. So I don't go for Muller, I get Havertz and Gnabry. If I don't go for Malin, I'll go for Wijnaldum. I mean, yeah, Havertz and Gnabry seem to be decent up top for Germany. Like, Gnabry's unlucky not to have a single attacking return so far, so I think he's definitely a good shout. And obviously not many people have him, 4%. So he's a good differential shout. Germany should be playing a fairly decent team because they do need to get a result in this game to secure themselves the round of 16. That's true. Italy defence, they may concede. Wales scored 2 goals in their most recent game. So double Italy defence is definitely risky. I mean, you probably go for 1 because they have got 2 consecutive clean sheets. Yeah, you do have to go. It is, especially for clean sheets, fixtures based is the way to go about it, I think. I mean, most teams you'd back in to get clean sheets against the poor sides like North Macedonia, Hungary, all that. But in terms of the Germany conversation, I think you would have to have at least 1 German attacker this match, Jack. At least 1, potentially 2. I've gone with Gosens and Gnabry just because Gosens, he does offer that significant attacking potential. He's always in the box, putting crosses in, getting into some very central positions as well. So I'd definitely go at least double or triple on Germany. But in terms of defenders, I think the German defenders aren't getting clean sheets, despite playing France and Portugal in their first 2 games, which it is difficult. But who else do they have as their fullbacks? So they've got Rudiger. Emre Can is listed as a defender, really. 30 minutes. He's only played 30 minutes. So he could be okay as well. Hummels played 90 minutes in both games. No attacking returns, Ginter. So if you look at Germany's starting lineup, typical starting lineup, I do believe they play 5 at the back. What do they play against Portugal? They do. They play 5 at the back against Portugal. They have Kimmich, except Kimmich is listed as a midfielder, which is not great. They run Rudiger, Hummels, Ginter. So you could actually go for Kimmich, except I don't think he's going to get attacking returns. In terms of attacking potential, though, Rudiger, Hummels, Ginter, do they have more attacking potential than the likes of the Netherlands defenders? So, for example, you'd think Wijndal would start. Potentially, they rotate their centre backs. I think Netherlands may play 5 back as well. I'll just double check. Even against Austria. Yeah, they do run. They run 5 at the back. So, De Vrij, De Ligt, Blind. In terms of headers, it's hard to tell who's most likely. But you'd think Wijndal, because he is playing fullback, you'd have to go both fullbacks. And that's the good thing about Wijndal, is that he's cheap. He frees up that extra £1 million, which is very useful, because I don't know about Alaba at 5.5. He conceded it, yeah, so he's not great. I mean, I've never really rated Alaba as an option. He is on corners and free kicks. Ukraine actually have performed pretty well so far, and they actually look like a decent outfit, so I wouldn't be too keen on Alaba if I'm honest. So with 7.3 mil, we could probably do something here in the middle of the park. Looking at midfielders, see, this is where it'd be very good to see the starting lineups, because you could go for double Italy attack at the moment, because they're scoring goals, which is unlike Italy, but they are looking very good on the attack. Diogo Jota got a goal and assist, I believe, in his most recent game. Yeah, goal and assist against Germany, which is impressive. Plays France. Obviously, France have a very solid defence, so Portugal still could score, but it is very risky at 8.5 mil. I can't actually afford him. Berardi, he may not start as well, because he's played both games, but he has been in very good form for Italy. He's got one assist in both of his 2 games. He's a shout. Forsberg, just miss out on him. Perisic, no, he played well. Barella for Italy. 86 minute play, a clean sheet and an assist for him. So he could be a shout. He seems to be one that could get rotated into the side. Insigne's at 8.5 mil, unless I downgrade someone else. But I don't think at this stage that's a good decision, because I actually rate the team very highly at the moment. Potentially, if Locatelli gets another game, then that's huge, because he is great value in the middle of the park. Italy have been very solid. Like, they're always a solid defensive side. But just considering the other defences that have better fixtures, they're probably better value in terms of they're cheaper and they have a higher percentage chance of getting that clean sheet. Still, if anyone can actually find the Italy lineups, that'd be very useful information, to be honest, because it'd be good to see in terms of their attacking assets who's starting. Like, it's good to see Chiesa starting, because he's torn it up in the Serie A. Havertz or Gnabry, how much is Havertz? Because he's decent, and he might be a midfielder. He is a midfielder. He's 9 mil. Gnabry, so he's 0.5 cheaper than Gnabry, and he has actually put returns on the board. He's got a goal. In terms of actual attacking potential, I think Gnabry probably has higher potential, because he plays central, and he looked like he was getting so many chances against Portugal, let alone what's going to happen against Hungary. I mean, Havertz, what has he got for in terms of ownership? I think 5% compared to Gnabry with 4%. So personally, I think Nabry because he's playing striker. He seems to be getting a lot of chances, and he was involved a couple of times where he was just offside, and all that. So based on purely on the Portugal game, I think Nabry's probably better, despite not having a return yet. So this is what I want to know: if Locatelli or Berardi starts again, or even Barella, he could be a shout. Do any of those three look like decent options? Who else? Netherlands. We've got triple Netherlands. Germany. Is there any German? I doubt there'd be any German midfielders for 7 mil. Unless we go for Gundogan. Is he cheap? Gundogan's 7.5, so maybe we could do a couple of things to change him, except he hasn't got a return yet. Yeah. Oh, so Kimmich has got himself. What did he do? He got 2 assists against Portugal, which is pretty impressive. And at 6 mil, he does save a fair bit of money as well, so he could be a shout. That would mean we are rocking triple Germany against Hungary. That could be decent, except they may not play their full strength. F King, how's it going? Good to see you in the chat. Yeah, so it's difficult. At the moment, it's got to be either Kimmich or potentially another Italian attacker. Because we already have triple Netherlands. Memphis Depay, he's the main attacking threat for Netherlands. In terms of other games where Switzerland, you could go. Who does Switzerland have in the midfield? Like you could actually go for Shaqiri potentially. Don't think Lukaku will play. That is true, actually. That is true. They may bench him. Because, yeah, Belgium have got their group locked up. So Shaqiri at 7 mil in midfield against Turkey, who have been terrible. Everyone said they were going to be the dark horse of the competition. Turkey have been extremely underwhelming. There's no doubt about that. So Shaqiri at 7 mil in the midfield. He has got a return so far, which was from a corner though. So he hasn't offered much from open play, which is a bit concerning. Yeah, look, that Lukaku conversation. At 55% ownership against Finland, Belgium have already got that group locked up. Yeah, they're 2 from 2 with an elite goal difference. Yeah, see, their goal difference is 6 better than Russia. So yeah, it's very risky not starting Lukaku at the same time. Because if you take him out and he does play, then you'd think he would get a return. And that's a lot of points other people are getting that you aren't, which is not great for the rank. Cristiano Ronaldo, he will definitely play again. I don't think he's going to get benched in the last game when Portugal need a result. He's just not slowing down. Like at 36 years of age, he just keeps going. He's so clutch for Portugal. But France is a good outfit. There's no doubt about that. Patrick Schick against England. He's been incredibly good so far. 2 goals in his first and a goal in his second. Except England have got back-to-back clean sheets, which is... It's not looking likely for him. You could go... Yeah, Immobile. He's another one. He may not start, though. I'm not sure. Belotti could start instead. So I need to see these Italy lineups because if Immobile starts, then he's definitely going in.
A bit of incentive for everyone here. If any of you manage to find any team's lineup for us, we will subscribe to you. Just find a lineup and we'll sub to you. Because it's sort of in a clutch time at the moment. We're an hour away from kickoff, and with lineups not locked in, it's necessary.
Okay, so Italy. Oh, it looks like Italy lines have just been updated, which is good to see. Okay, here we are. So Donnarumma, Tully, Bonucci, Bastoni, Emerson. Okay. Yeah, Mobley not starting, and also is Chiesa not even starting. I'm not seeing Chiesa on the team sheet, which is interesting. Lineups in, yeah, that's interesting. Chiesa's not even in the squad. That's very harsh. So Belotti is starting up top for Italy. So maybe Belotti is the go. Maybe Belotti, we go for Belotti instead. Belotti at 8 mil. Chiesa is in the starting lineup. Okay, that's just not updating on these lineups then. I'm not seeing Chiesa in the starting lineup. Oh, he is, sorry, he is. My bad. Well, that's good to see. So him and Belotti, that's a decent shout for Italy attackers. If you want to go double Italy attack. But then that essentially means we're playing Belotti instead of Lukaku. Like, what are you guys saying? Is Lukaku starting for Belgium, or do they just rest him and run another striker? Alien Sports, love the Connor FPL. Thank you very much, mate. That is appreciated. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because if we get in Belotti, that's 10.4 mil for a midfielder, which is pretty much it is a premium option. Could go Sterling. Yeah, that could be a good pick, Sterling against Czech Republic. Except England are going to win and draw so far. Yeah, they'll probably play Batshuayi, that's true. Surely Belgium don't risk either Lukaku or De Bruyne for this last match day. For something that's already secured, you think it's not worth. Yeah, you could run Schick as well. I think Belotti's not a bad shout. He's gonna be very low ownership. Wales, what have Wales done so far in terms of defensively? De Bruyne starting. Okay, that's interesting. So that's actually very good because can we afford? If we could afford De Bruyne, that's we'll point one off. I've used limit this week, and my front three is Depay, Werner, and Schick. Yeah, that's a shout. That's a great front three. That third striker where Schick is, you could choose a whole bunch. Like, there's so many good strikers at that 7 mil, 8 mil price range for this last week. If we could get in De Bruyne, that would be awesome. Because he's going to definitely do something against Finland, you think. If he starts. That could be huge. In which case, Meunier, I will go for a Belgian defender, but Meunier, he's played the first 2 games. He's pretty important to that Belgium side. Which is interesting. So he's filtered by Belgium. Tongan. Yeah. Getting Benjamin Pavard. I don't know. Not against Portugal, I don't think. Will Windale start? I think Windale will start because Van Aanholt was a late in for Windale in the first game. Then Windale recorded like 50 points in the second one. So you think Third game, they're not going to start Van Aanholt again. I mean, yeah. Windell at 4.5. So I don't want Windell on captaincy, obviously that's just there. Go for Vermaelen, he's guaranteed to start. Is that true? Vermaelen, 13 minutes and 1 minute. So he's been subbed on in both games. 5 mil. Boyata. Started. See, Denia only played... You'd think Denia should start. Surely he's played one game. Played the second game. And he's cheap as well. So that's really good. I mean, I personally think Windell should definitely start. Just how... Yeah. Look at Van Aanholt. I mean, Van Aanholt, he's 30 years of age right now. They want to be keeping him fairly fresh for the round of 16. I think, yeah, you could go for Winder if you're not certain that he's going to start. Then you could go for one of their centre backs because they do run 3 centre backs. So you could go for like a Delete or someone who will start. Not sure about Denier. Yeah, that's fair. He did make a big mistake against Denmark, I think. The thing is with the Belgium team, there's so much depth. Like, they have so many good players to pick from. They could go for anyone. All the Wilds played both games. So I don't... It's hard to tell. Vertonghen and Old Wild. Yeah. Realistically... If you look at Belgium's most recent games in the Euros, their defensive combinations that they've gone for. I need a big striker. Got any suggestions? Big strikers, Memphis Depay. I definitely think against North Macedonia he should start. Well, he hopefully should start. Eurosmith Mourinho, who's voted 5.6 and only gave you 5.5. I believe it's like FPL where the players have to go up by 0.2 to give you that 0.1 extra in the budget. You could take out Dumfries for Mounier. No. I don't. I think Dumfries should start. Surely Dumfries. Who's going to start over Dumfries in the Netherlands defence? Okay, Joe Veltman maybe. I don't know about Joe Veltman though. We got Depay ready. Belotti 8 mil against Wales maybe. Germany play Hungary, so you could go for like a Gnabry. He's midfielder. You could go for a Timo Werner.
Morata.
You could go for a Thomas Muller, someone like that. Morata. Morata's actually a joke. He's awful.
That's a bit harsh.
So they've gone... Netherlands have gone Dumfries, De Vrij, De Ligt, Blind, Van Aanholt. Will Malen start? Yeah, see, that's true. Malen may start as well. Schick is a good option. He's been very good. But yeah, Yaremchuk is playing Austria. He's been in great form, Yaremchuk. I think him and Yarmolenko They've been in great form, and Ukraine are playing some good football. So I think Netherlands on the same defensive combination against Ukraine. Timber, De Vrij, Dumfries, Van Aanholt. So you think then De Ligt would be the confirmed starting defender? Schick or Yaramchuk? That's such a difficult choice. Like Schick 8.2, Yaramchuk 7.1. There's 4 points of difference between them. The thing is, they're both in great form. Yaramchuk's a bit cheaper, and Schick's playing England. England have got back-to-back clean sheets, and like they have a very solid defense. Yaramchuk's playing Austria. I check Austria how they've gone so far. Austria 2 games. They've conceded 3 goals in 2 games. They even conceded to North Macedonia, which is not great. Obviously, it's a scrappy goal, but it's not great. So, probably based on that, Roman Yaramchuk I would go for, but Schick is in a slightly better form. I do think England's defence, they should hold up nicely. So if I could go for anyone, it would be Yaramchuk. So if we go back to this Netherlands defence problem, who are you guys saying is starting in this Netherlands defence? At this point, it's probably going to be Dumfries, Vrind, Blind, De Vrij, De Ligt, Wijndal. Will Pickford start? Once again, England another team that's qualified through.
I don't know how Pickford ain't there, but...
I wouldn't be too keen. If I'm going for England defence, I wouldn't be going a keeper. Like, I would be going for an England goalkeeper, if I'm being honest. Pickford should start. Like, teams don't often rotate goalkeepers. But England do have Dean Henderson, who I rate. Yeah, they got Ramsdale, Dean Henderson always there. Most likely Ramsdale will be the one.
Is he actually playing it?
He's on the bench, but...
Ramsdale made the final cut?
Yeah.
Ramsdale? Not Johnston?
No.
Wow. What's Southgate done?
Yeah, so Wijndal, that's 4.5 mil. I think I might take a punt on him starting. I'm now looking at Belgium defence against Finland. Yeah, you do rate a Belgian defender. That is a decent fixture. Blind, De Ligt or De Vrij. If I could choose a defender that should start, it probably would be De Ligt. Based on the fact that I think he's only played 1 game. De Ligt. He's played 1 game. Defenders. Wijndal, he's played 50 minutes. Veltman has played 2 minutes. I don't think he's going to start. Okay. Subbed on in both games. De Ligt only played 1. De Vrij has played both, so he could potentially get benched. Blind has played both, so he could also potentially get benched. So yeah, Blind's been lucky because he's been subbed off before they conceded. So I'll probably go De Ligt. Like, De Ligt should start because he's played the least amount of games out of those 3. So you would expect him to get a game, and then Netherlands rest one of the other 2. And then Owen Wijndal was playing all their friendly games. He was looking set to start, and then it was only just a late out to Van Aanholt, who's played both games, so he's probably going to get benched. So I'm pretty confident that Wijndal and De Ligt will be in the starting Netherlands defence. Yeah, but I need this Belgium defence. It's hard to tell. Like, you could just play it safe and go for either Vertonghen or Oldwild. So it's so frustrating that I can't have Mounier for 0.1. Unless I don't want to get rid of. Right, if you say who's. I'll go for goalkeepers, right? Price 4. Stefanov. He played the most recent game for Russia. Joe Morale, a good differential for £5 million, and he's in the starting lineup. Do you really think Wanda will start? Yes, at this point I think Wanda will start because Netherlands will most likely rotate their defence. Van Aanholt has played 2 games. Wanda was set to be their starting left back and he got scrubbed very close to the start of Netherlands' first game, so I do think he will start. So if looking at this Wales team, Joe Morale, I'm not sure.
Bloody or Chiesa? Or just one?
Bloody Chiesa or just one? I might go both. I think I'm probably going to go both because Italy attack looks fairly decent. I was always going to go with Chiesa.
I'm saying pick one.
If I could go one, I'd probably go for Chiesa, if I'm being honest. 7 mil in the midfield. He seems to be a good option around that price range. Joe Morel, 8 points. Got himself an assist in the first game. Gnabry or Havertz? I got asked this question before. I think Gnabry, because he offers more attacking potential, is a bit more expensive, and Havertz has got the returns on the board. But I think Gnabry, especially against Portugal, was very unlucky not to get points. So I would go for Gnabry there. Joe Morel, I don't think, not against Italy. They have such a good defence. It's too hard to go for a Wales attacker. I'm not going to say Wales won't score, but I wouldn't put a Wales attacker in the team. He's having KDB and Hazard too much. If I get rid of Hazard, my funds will go up. So obviously, yeah, it's good to see KDB starting. Him and Hazard. So what's Hazard coming in at? We're looking at Hazard. It depends. Are you looking at Torgan Hazard or Eden Hazard? Torgan is probably better value. He's got a goal in the most recent game. Eden Hazard got an assist in the most recent game. He only got subbed on. I'm assuming you're talking about Torgan Hazard. 8 million. He's not a bad option either.
He's talking about Eden.
Eden Hazard. So I don't think Eden at £10 million. Eden Hazard, not a great shout, to be honest. He probably will. Well, he definitely will be starting, I think. But at 10 million, it's risky. It's very risky because £10 million is a lot of money. It's a lot of money you could be spending elsewhere. So maybe if you're going for one Belgium attacker to be a premium option, it probably would be De Bruyne. Is Damsgaard a good differential for £6 million? What do you think about Arnautovic? He could be decent for Austria, no doubt. Arnautovic is a quality player. How's he on so far? So he's got 5 points in the tournament, £7 million. He didn't play in Matchday 2. I think Vermaelen, yeah, a couple of people are saying Vermaelen. I think Vermaelen, that's probably a shout in centre-back. 1 goal scored for Marko Arnautovic. Only played 31 minutes, so he definitely will start. Against Ukraine, Arnautovic is a decent option, I think. £7 million, he should play against Ukraine. Could be good differential. It is very risky, though. He was banned from Matchday 2, okay. Right. Yeah, against Ukraine, I think that's not too bad. Ukraine do look fairly solid, and there is a lot of good options at £7 million. So, there is better options, but he is very differential, so that could be good at getting the rank rise. Yeah, that's the debate. So we have 5.5 million, and Munier is 5.6. I'm not sure why we don't have the value build up in him there. That's kind of confusing. But we're 0.1 off. What we can do, I think, Munier should start. Vermaelen also should definitely start. So if we go, I was looking at goalkeepers here. Radetzky, we got unlimited transfers at the end of this week. Castagne and Torg not playing, yeah. Yeah, Castagne's been injured. Munier is the only right back. So his place is locked up. So we can get in Munier like this. And we get rid of Radetzky because we can make a keeper change at the end of this week. And Radetzky's playing Belgium, I believe. Yeah, I think he is playing Belgium. So I'm not going to be starting him regardless. Because I think even if Donnarumma only gets 2 points, Radetzky may get some minus points against Belgium if they concede 2 or more goals. So if we just go for a keeper at £4 million, we're looking at keepers. Stefanov, 6 points at £4 million. He didn't play in the first week, I don't believe. He may not be their starting keeper. If this wants to load, wow, the Wi-Fi. So he didn't play in the first match day. Played in the second match. They got the clean sheet. Who was their keeper in the first match day? Shunin. So does anyone know who the Russian starting keeper is? Is it Safanov or is it Shunin? In which case, I'll probably just go for Safanov, and I can afford Munier, who is probably going to start, as you guys have said. Yeah, the Russian keeper was dodgy in the first match. So at this point, 0.1 in the bank, Stefanov will play. That is very good. And against Denmark as well, it's a way higher chance of a clean sheet than Radetzky against Belgium. So I think that's the best decision to make. That way we can run Munier, Kevin De Bruyne. Lukaku won't start. They'll probably start Batshuayi. Belotti, good shout up top for £8 million against Wales. How many goals have Wales conceded so far? So to be fair, Wales have defended fairly well so far. They've only conceded a goal, that's very impressive actually. And they've played Switzerland, Turkey, so they haven't played great teams. So it could be risky on double Italy attack, but Italy have looked so good this season. If we're going for forwards, Ronaldo, so we get rid of Belotti there. 8.1 mil. Schick is 8.2, but I don't like him against England. Damsgaard. Looking at Damsgaard. Damsgaard, 6 mil. He's playing Russia. Yet to get himself a return, so it's risky going for him in the team. I don't know. It's £6 million. I don't know. I don't know. There's better midfielder options. Embolo or Chiesa captain. I rate Chiesa. I rate the Italy team. I rate Chiesa as a player. He was great in the Serie A this season. So I think he could be a very good punt as the captaincy. Back to forwards. looking at £8.1 million forwards, Belotti is starting for Italy, which is great. Schick is 8.2, not against England, I don't think. Poulsen at 8 mil against Denmark. Sorry, against Russia. Like Limitless GK. Pickford, Donnarumma, defenders Munier, Dumfries, Lit, Alba, Emerson. Mid Hazard, KDB, Werner, Havertz, Chiesa. Yeah, that's a decent team. I rate that. Except, you're playing Limitless. That's alright. Yeah, make the part. Yeah. Yeah, Werner as well. How much is Werner? 8.5 mil. So that's not too bad. Except he hasn't obviously been getting as many minutes as you'd like him to. Widmar, Swiss defender, playing on midfield. Widmar, 4.5 mil defender, playing against midfield against Turkey. Well, that's good. It's good value. It's like a sort of Alioski who's playing in the midfield for North Macedonia, but as a defender. I don't know though. 4.5 mil. Actually, I don't know enough about him to be honest to give a good opinion. Unlikely to start. So yeah, in terms of this forward option, Poulsen, that's not a bad shout. That's not a bad shout against Russia. At 8 mil. Morata, this man should have 10 goals this tournament, no joke. Like, he has made a career out of missing open goals of Morata. I'm not sure how he still starts for Spain. Emerson or Toloi? I probably think Emerson, to be honest. I think Emerson at left back, he plays fairly attacking, so I think he's a shout. Belotti maybe, yeah, he's the one that I'm definitely looking at, and striker. 4.5 mil defender from Sweden. That's not too bad. Sweden have surprised so far in the tournament. They've done really well. Yeah, 4.5 mil. The guy's got back-to-back clean sheets, so that's a shout. Against Poland, though, I mean, Poland, I think will score. If I'm being honest, I think Poland will score. They have a solid team. I think they've really underperformed so far. I do actually rate Poland's side. Danny Olsen takes pens. Well, that's huge. That's actually very good. Yeah, that is very good. That makes him a shout. Any defender that's on pens is very good. Like, I made the case for, I believe it was Alioski at the start of the season, at the start of the Euro tournament, that he would be a shout because he's on pens. He got a goal eventually from missing his pen and getting the rebound. But 8 mil forwards. This man, he looking decent actually, but he's playing Belgium. Lewandowski can't afford Zuba. He should probably have a couple more goals than he actually does as well. I can't afford him. Kramaric against Scotland. That is not bad either at 6.5 mil. Got an assist in his most recent game. Him and Rebic, though, kind of play that striker and centre forward number 9 and number 10 role. So it probably decreases attacking potential. Yeah, I saw Forsberg took pens. Forsberg actually took a very good pen, so Forsberg probably will be on penalties again, because he hit the side netting with his pen. That was a nice pen. I was watching that game. Pandev, I mean, not against Netherlands. At this point, at 8 mil, I might go for a differential punt in Belotti. I have a mate that's related to Belotti actually, so it's a bit of bias there. But I do think at 8 mil against Wales, they've only conceded 1 goal. Italy look decent in attack. It's definitely him as one of the key options. How about Mbolo? I actually rate Mbolo. I watched him in the first game. I didn't watch Switzerland's second game, but he didn't get himself anything in the second game against Italy. But it is Italy. against Turkey, I think Embolo is actually a very good shout at 8 mil. Has scored a lot in his last few international games. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Don't know enough about him. But in terms of actually getting clean sheets for Sweden, that's the thing that you want to have for defenders. Turkey have been the biggest underperformers, absolutely. Everyone was saying they're going to be dark horse of the competition, and to be fair, I was saying that as well. Like, Turkey have a great team. Not a great team, but a decent team that was playing very well in the World Cup qualifiers, and they topped their group. They're looking very promising coming into the tournament. They've been very average. Switzerland, on the other hand, how have they gone so far? So they've drawn with Wales, lost to Italy, but yeah, as I said before, Italy look like a decent side this tournament. So Embolo with a goal under the belt already. He looked incredibly good against Wales. He definitely could have had some more goals against Wales. So he's one as well at 8 mil. Embolo often finds himself in dangerous positions. That is true. He had a very, I would have said he had a decent XG against Wales. Like, he's always in the box, and that's what you want for strikers. Who should captain Shaq, Chiesa or Toloi? I hope Italy keeps a clean sheet. Yeah, so I originally had Spinazzola in the team, and I had him on captaincy because you'd back in Italy for a clean sheet, plus hopefully there's an attacking return there. So I would either go for Chiesa or Toloi, if that is how you say his name, I'm not sure. Maybe for the double chance to return Toloi. Yeah, purely on the double chance of return in terms of attacking and defensive. Price forwards up to 8.5. Schick, not against England. Yaramchuk got him. Poulsen, not a bad shout, actually, not a bad shout. Yeah, I think I'm going to choose Toloi. Yeah, I agree. I think Toloi is probably the better option. Pandev, not against Netherlands. Veghurst, I've already got triple Netherlands. Not even going to... Poyan Parlo, I think that's how you say his name. Not against Belgium. Juba, can't afford. Embolo, I do rate. Mark, not against Spain. Kramich, no. Belotti or Chiesa captain. I think that's what I'm going to be deciding between at this point. Let me just confirm these transfers. Let's just see how this team looks at the current stage. 24th. Second, so yeah. Belotti or Chiesa. You can go really either way, to be honest. Maybe Chiesa. That's a tough choice though, because Chiesa can get that extra point for the clean sheet, which is handy, and he gets the extra point for a goal. And he's playing winger, which is very attacking, which is good to see. So maybe Chiesa. But yeah, for forwards, I think it is between Poulsen, Embolo or Belotti. Chiesa captain for me, yeah, 1 goal, and that's it, yeah. That's true because, yeah, the forwards only get the 4 points for the goal, so that's extra value in the midfield. And, yeah, as I said before, if Italy get the clean sheet point, that's an extra one for Chiesa. Belotti over Embolo. Yeah, I agree. I think in terms of who's got a better team around him, Belotti probably does have a better team around him. So for that reason, I might go for him. Yeah, Embolo's great. Embolo's good. But Belotti's got a better team around him. Embolo gets into great positions. I believe Belotti plays a sort of similar way. He was always in a good position to score, so he's probably a shout. And that leaves us with 0.1 million in the bank, which is nice to see. I think this starting lineup, Donnarumma, I rate very highly. for a clean sheet. Mounier should get a clean sheet. Stones seems to be the locked centre-back for England, so I rate that. Window, I think he should be starting this week at 4.5 mil. Van Aanholt did play the first 2 games of the season for Netherlands, so they may rotate him out. And Window was set to be the starting defender. Shaqiri, not a bad option. I was looking at him, except he's only got 1 return, which was from a corner. And you probably want returns from open play. That's more substantial because corners, they're not going to keep getting in points. So if a player gets 1 goal, I'm sticking from last week. My captains were senior came cooking back and not playing. Yeah, that's what I did. I kept swapping captains, and I ended up with Stones as my captain this week, and he got the clean sheet, so I just stuck with him. Shaq or Perisic? Probably Perisic, to be honest. Shaqiri's a good player. He's not looking as threatening as I want him to. He's on corners, but he's only got 1 return, which is from a corner. Emerson or Chiesa? Captaincy. It's hard. That's a difficult one because Italy defenders, especially Emerson, who is generally fairly attacking, has got the double chance of return with the clean sheet. So, maybe Emerson, because Emerson getting a clean sheet is pretty much the same as Chiesa scoring. But I'm just gonna rock single Italy defense today with Donnarumma. Then Denzel Dumfries at 5.5. I think he should probably start again. He's been incredible. This midfield is looking nice. Yarmolenko, Chiesa, De Bruyne. I really rate Yarmolenko, especially against Austria. I think that's a good pick. Chiesa is going to be my captain, and Kevin De Bruyne, that speaks for itself. Like, Kevin De Bruyne is a great player. Memphis Depay at 10 mil. I hope he starts. I really do hope he starts. I mean, he's just the main man for Netherlands, so hopefully he can get a start. Uramchuk, great value up top, and Belotti, yeah, I do think that's a great team. On the bench, Safanov, that's good. Nago, frees up money, I'm not too fussed about that. And then Gosens and Gnabry, my double German assets. I really rate these 2 guys, especially Gosens with 14 points, 2 assists and 1 goal, which is awesome for a fullback. And then Gnabry, I think, should get himself a return despite not returning so far. He was looking very attacking, so very threatening against Portugal, and unlucky not to have a return yet. Lukaku, yeah, I was discussing that before, but I don't think Lukaku will play. I think they may start Michy Batshuayi. I do think Michy Batshuayi will start over Lukaku. And if you do downgrade him, then it frees up so much money in the rest of the squad. Like, I've gone with De Bruyne over Lukaku, essentially, is what I've done. That's true. Depay to Milan. Depay to Milan would allow to upgrade. There you go. That's the thing. Depay may not start. He may not start. How much is Milan? $6 million. So that saves so much money. And he's got himself a return so far, which is good to see. He wants to load. Yeah, so he's been subbed on in both games and he got an assist. That's good to see. So he should probably start then. You think? Because I think Netherlands are just about safe as well because they've got 3 better goal difference than everyone else and they're a win ahead of everyone else. And Ukraine and Austria play each other. So Netherlands have secured themselves a place in the round of 16. If we look at Netherlands forwards... So if we go for Netherlands forwards, Who have they actually started so far?
Yeah, new question.
Wakehurst has played both games. Got a goal. Valan got subbed on. Luke de Jong. I mean, he could actually play as well because he's got subbed on in both games. This man's not going to play. So Malin should probably play. It could be... How many forwards do Netherlands play? Do you think Harry Kane can perform in London? I mean, I think England already played in Wembley and Kane didn't score. I don't think. I think you just got to go form and fixtures. And Czech Republic it's not an easy fixture. With Souček and Soufal in the defence, it's not easy to score against the Czech Republic. So maybe not. Not at £11.5 million anyway. But he probably will be fairly low owned, saying that.
Very good, Jess.
Netherlands ran Genie and Cam, then Wakehurst to Pi first game. And then against Austria second game.
New question.
They ran Wakehurst to Pi again. So you could go Wakehurst maybe. Will Windale start? I think Windale will start. I do think he will start. I don't think they're going to play Van Aanholt 3 games in a row. Because Windale was set to start originally. Netherlands will probably rotate one of their strikers. Whether it be Memphis Depay or Wakehurst. So I'm not sure which one it's going to be. Memphis is probably more valuable, so they may rotate him. And then I definitely think if there is a striker to start over either Wakehurst or Depay, it will be Malin.
It's not his stop streak. All of his feels like he got
I don't really see why Memphis won't start. Thoughts on Emerson? Yeah, I definitely think he's a good option. Emerson at 5.5. So how much is... So I personally, into my team at the moment, I wouldn't bring in Emerson. Depay and Malin, yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be Depay and Malin as their starting combo. In which case, I will just keep Memphis. I think Wakehurst will be the one to get dropped for Malin. If you wanted to go for Malin, that's fair enough. Like they both probably have a fairly equal chance of getting goals, except Memphis will be on penalties, which is just that offers that a little bit extra. So maybe not Emerson for my team, but I do think he's a good option if you're back in that Italy defence. But this having Windale instead of Emerson allows me to have Kevin De Bruyne, which is a huge plus in the team. So at this stage, I think this is a very good team. I've got to be honest. I think this is a very good team. Obviously, with Nago being the only exception, but he's never going to be playing, and it does allow for some very good strength elsewhere in the squad. For England defenders though, I don't know who's going to be starting for England. Like, will Stones get the 3rd consecutive start for England? They've had Stones and Mings be the starting centre-back combination 2 games in a row. And I don't think anyone was expecting Tyrone Mings to get a start.
Yeah, you said Will Stones. Oh, no, it doesn't matter.
Looking at the other centre-backs, Ben White, Connor Cody. Ben White, I don't think is going to get a game. Cody may get a game. But if there is going to be an England centre-back not to play, it will be Tyrone Mings. not John Stones. And then there's Maguire here as well, who's doubtful. I'm not really sure what's happening with the Maguire injury, but I think John Stones is probably secure. He's a very solid centre back. Yeah, but let me know what you think of this team. Yeah, Monica midfield. I do rate. Yeah. If you guys want to drop your teams in the comments as well, everyone can have a look, and I'll give some feedback if you guys want to drop your teams in the comments. The pie over Malin, Domo over Steckel, Nago over... Yeah. You guys are a great team. Thank you very much. Yeah, I rate this team. I think this is a very solid team, especially with De Bruyne in there. Yeah, that's the thing. Now it's just got to go out onto the pitch and perform. But we'll see. And then captaincy, it could go to Belotti or Chiesa, but I think Chiesa with the extra points for the goal. Yeah, I think since Chiesa has the extra points for goals, and if he plays 60 minutes and he'll have the clean sheet, then he gets the extra point for that. So that could potentially be 2 extra points. Like, even if Chiesa assists and Belotti scores, then they're still going to score the same points because Chiesa's going to get the clean sheet point. So I think that's why. Yeah, but guys, leave your teams in the comments. If you want me to give them a quick review before the match day starts in 13 minutes, the deadline is. But at the minute, that is probably going to be the team.
That's something that FPL needs to add as well with stuff like that. I have deadlines when the game actually kicks off, not like 5 hours before it starts.
Yeah, true.
They'll be very good as well. Because I don't know, there's no reason for having it that much before the kick off. Like there's no reason for it.
Mm. Yeah, Malin. It is tempting because he frees that money. If we want, we can see how it looks if we get Malin in. If we wanted to get Malin in instead of Memphis Depay, which I don't necessarily want to, we can upgrade Nago in midfield, 8.1 midfielders. Price, 8 mil. So it's 8.5. Jota, can't afford. Forsberg, don't rate. Like, he's on pens. He's done well so far, to be fair to him, actually. Get Malin and Depay. Double Netherlands attack. That's a bit ambitious. I'd probably go one or the other, if I'm being honest. Yeah, Forsberg got himself a penalty goal. Aaron Ramsey, I'm sorry, I'm not bringing him in against Italy. Silva, no. Perisic, no. Torgan Hazard may not be a bad option, especially with De Bruyne in that Belgium team. I think he probably has an increased attacking potential with De Bruyne in that team. So I could go for Malin and Hazard over Depay and Nago. That could potentially be a play that we make. That doesn't sound too bad actually on paper, to be honest. There's Kimmich there, 6 million. He's playing Hungary. That allows me to run triple Germany. I could do that as well. See, would you run Depay and Nago or Malan and an 8 mil midfielder? That's the question. Depay and Nago or Malan and an 8 mil midfielder? Which is, at this point, it's looking like it could be Torgan Hazard or Kimmich. Yeah, that is the question. Malan and Hazard or Kimmich, or just go for Memphis Depay and then have Nago on the bench. I think, yeah, at 8 mil, you probably have to go up another price range. So 9.5. With like Sterling, Gareth Bale, all that. And then you can afford, yeah, Perisic as well even. He's not a bad option. Especially, and against Scotland as well, it's not a bad shout. But I don't see where to be able to get the rest of that money unless we downgrade Donnarumma to another goalkeeper. But I want to have the Italy defence, and I don't want to remove any of my other current defenders. I reckon I might just go Nago and Depay because at 8 mil, I don't know. It's a bit risky going for an 8 mil midfielder because most of those options I wouldn't back in fully. Hazard may not start, and yeah, Hazard may not start because he played the first 2 games. So I think with 9 minutes to go before the deadline, this is what the team is most likely going to be looking like. If the team wants to load onto the pitch. Finally, here it is. So that's fair enough. So we're going Safanov, Nago, Gosens, Gnabry on the bench, Donnarumma, Munier, Stones, Windale, Dumfries, De Bruyne, Chiesa, Yarmolenko, Depay, Ramchuk, Belotti. I could, yeah, Stones to Mings maybe. Except Mings, he could potentially get, well, not dropped, but just rotated for Connor Cody. Because look at England. England is second in the group. Yeah, so you think England should qualify, so maybe, yeah, but I don't think so. I think probably Depay is to go up top instead of Malin. Famous last words, but yeah, Depay and Pens should return more points than Malin. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be the final team. Lock that in. Let me know what you guys think, but that is pretty much going to be it for the deadline stream. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. It was good. This is the first time I've actually streamed, so thank you so much for all the support. We have unlimited transfers next week anyway. So with that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe to show support for the channel. Also become a channel member by clicking the join button down below to get some behind the scenes content, some funny cutouts and bloopers. We have been putting those up there recently on the members page, which is only available to members. So please click join if you guys are interested in that as well. And you also get stickers, badges, and all that stuff in live stream chats that you can show off. So if you're interested, click the join button. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much once again for tuning into the stream. And best of luck for Matchday 3. We'll see how this team gets on. And we'll see you guys either tomorrow or the day